speed of his own, will run the floor. Because he runs the floor, Louisiana Lafayette was forced to foul him, trying to beat him to the block. There, lobbed the ball in. Simple play by Tito Maddox. Just throws the ball to Melvin Eli, commands a double team, throws the ball over to Swillers. We'll get another look here. There's the double team, throws it over to Swillers. Rotation is late. There's the foul.
Butler picks up his first. Swillers will shoot 2 free throws. Just 58% from the line this season.
Every once in a while he shoots that free throw. Looks like somebody opened the window. That one looked a lot better. That one they closed.
Swillers makes 1 of 2. Bulldogs lead at 9-7. Steal by Jeffrey. Swillers is ahead of it. Porter. Jeffries for 3. Very strong. Rebound Thomas.
Jeffries did a great job that time defensively, getting a hand in and getting the steal. He's playing a big guy, DeGray, today. Played a 5'9" guy yesterday. Great versatility defensively and offensively.
Butler fouled as he put the shot up.
There you see what Lafayette, Louisiana, or Louisiana Lafayette likes to do, similar to the Bulldogs. Try to create closeouts, meaning throw the ball, have the defender come out at you, and beat him off the dribble. That's what the Bulldogs do. That's what they do. These are kind of mirror images, except for the fact that the Raging Cajuns change up defense and play more zone than the Bulldogs do. Otherwise, the teams are very similar.
Chance Willis picks up his first foul.
They even missed the first of 2 free throws.
That's Butler's first miss of the season. 9 for 9. Second, it's a 1-point Fresno State lead with 16:53 to play in the first half. Billy Jones comes in for the Cajuns, replacing Reggie DeGray. And again, we have a whistle away from the ball, down near the baseline. Foul will be on Brett Smith of Lafayette.
Same thing, that was getting post position, and they got him for throwing an elbow. Charlie Range called an elbow into Eli. That's the second time they've tried to stop Eli on their transition defense.
Maddox gets it into Jeffries. Cut off at the baseline. Swillers goes behind the back and loses it. Butler comes out. Bounce pass to Thomas. Can't handle it. Jeffries takes it.
Well, behind the back pass is not Swillers' game, but the hustle back to get the steal is.
Eli kicks it out. Jeffries dishes. Swillers reverses. Would have counted if it had gone, but here's 2 free throws.
Well, same thing we talked about. Penetrate, kick it out, cause a closeout, cause a defender to come out. You'll see the tail end here. There's Jeffries driving, causing defensive help, giving the ball to Swillers. Throws the foul.
Brett Smith picks up his second foul less than 4 minutes into the game. And Coach Evans going to leave him in there. Smith with a rebound of the miss. 10-8, Fresno State.
Bulldogs maintaining the man-to-man pressure.
Harmon. Three-pointer. Blaine Harmon now has 8.
And the Bulldogs come right back. You got to guard him the whole time.
12-11, Fresno State leads. He does not give the defense any time to rest. Butler with a long three. Rebounds Swillers. Eli, right hand hook. Knocked away by Swillis, and Thomas can't control it.
The Bulldogs will live without it.
So Fresno State will have the basketball when we come back. Bulldogs lead it by a point. 15:06 to play in the first half.
Burger, fries, and a Coke. Don't bother me. I'm eating. The charbroiled superstar, Dick Carl's Jr.
Introducing the new 200 horsepower Chrysler Sebring. Sedan, convertible, and coupe. They beg to be driven.
This holiday season,
Dude, where's my car?
forget everything you know.
You got a tattoo!
And just try to remember.
Were we there?
Dude, where's my car?
Sweet!
Rated PG-13, now playing. Bulldog basketball on Fox 26 is brought to you by State Center Credit Union. Not too big, not too small. We're just right for you. And by Carl's Jr. Without us, some guys would starve.
Tonight, immediately following Bulldog basketball, join John Malice and J.D. McIvert. Dana Green's handling sports while I'm here. Kofi, you have the weather on KMPH 10 o'clock news. The Valley's only primetime newscast, only on your station, KMPH, Fox 26. 15:06 remaining in the first half. Fresno State with a 1-point lead. Bulldogs will have the basketball at their end.
Yeah, you can see hot shooting by each team, and surprising because the defense is pretty good, but they're getting pretty good shots, and I think the guys are pretty good shooters. We talked about Harmon being a scoring point guard. He has 8 points already.
Starting five still in there for Fresno State. This is Eli. Backing in. Swatted out of there by Thomas. Blocks it out of bounds. Bulldogs will have it with 24 on the shot clock.
You see again, it comes from the help side. He beats his man right there, and then Thomas comes over on a help. Eli is the only Bulldog not to score yet.
Porter from the top of the three-point arc. No good. Rebound. And a foul on the rebound is going to be on Swillis going over the back of Thomas.
Yeah, and that's not a good foul. Thomas is a wide body, had him blocked out. Swillis already has a foul. Ill-advised move. Yeah, you're not going to get away with that.
Butler out of the game, and now the leading scorer comes in for the first time. Anthony Johnson, averaging 20 points a game. As you see, Swillis with 2 fouls, probably going to be replaced shortly by Noel Felix. Ball taken away by Jeffries and knocked out of bounds by Johnson, who just came in the game.
And that's the second time Jeffries did it. Here you can see intent on the ball, keep active hands. That's why you keep your hands active. And you can see it's a good call.
Noel Felix does come in. Swillis to the bench with 2 fouls. Bulldogs lead by a point.
Looks like the Raging Cajuns have gone man-to-man.
Porter. Eli mistimed his jump. The rebound comes off to Darrell Robbins.
And that's a play really that the Dogs will take, because if Porter doesn't make it, they should be able to rebound it. That was a nice play by Porter to get active on the defensive board.
They get it to the hands of Maddox to reset the offense.
Real settling force for a guy that's in his second game in 2 years.
Maddox fires the three, and Jerry Sarkanian says, no, Tito, and hits. 15-11 Fresno State.
Well, they say that's not his game, but I believe he's 2 for 3 on the year right now.
baseline by Jeffries. This time they get it inside to Johnson. Strong. Thomas with a rebound. Fouled as he tried to put the rebound back up.
Well, that's a tough call. We'll see it again. Looked like it might have been all ball. Here's a nice block by Melvin Eli there. Whoa.
Felix picks up the foul. Thomas, the worst free throw shooter on his team, about 49%.
Well, he doesn't deserve these free throws anyway. I'm sure Charlie Range is happy they don't have an overhead jumbotron. The way the fans are here, if that one were replayed, I think that Charlie couldn't find a hole big enough to throw into.
Mustafa Al-Sayed into the game for Fresno State as Melvin Eli gets a rest. Thomas makes them both. Two-point Bulldog lead. The ball goes off with Chris Jeffries and out of bounds. He just turned it over.
Yeah, they pretty much clear the side here. You can see Noel Felix coming away. Mustafa's away. It's a clear out. Guy did a nice job defending. Johnson did a pretty good job defending Jeffries on that one. Forced a turnover.
Pass inside to Johnson. Nice pass from Thomas. And we're tied at 15. Sayed working to get open inside. Maddox fouled before the shot. On the dribble by Jones.
Jones just pointed over to Jesse Evans and like saying, you know, why don't you try to guard him? I mean, this is tough, and then you get screened too, and then you get screened by your own man.
15-15 game. 12-20 remaining in the half. Maddox kicks it out to Porter for three. Wide open and hit.
And you wonder how he knows he's there. Looked like he was in trouble. Ended up with an assist.
Porter with 2 3-pointers on the night. Foul on the shot is Kenneth Lawrence. The foul will go to Demetrius Porter.
Foul on Demetrius Porter is Spurs.
The 3 free throws for Lawrence.
There was a breakdown on the defense by the Bulldogs. Demetrius Porter had to help him when he tried to recover to his man. He flipped him on the way over.
Lawrence shooting 83% from the line so far this season. Looked like Thomas and Lawrence switched uniforms at the free throw line. Thomas not the good free throw shooter. Right. Makes them both. Lawrence is a good one and missed the first one badly.
The Raging Cajuns are running their offense much better than they did yesterday. Now, maybe it was because Samford, the team they played yesterday, was so precise that it made them look sloppy. But they're doing a much better job of running their offense with some precision than they did in the past. And this is this game, and Fresno State has at least 3 of their game films.
Dennis Nathan back in for Fresno State. There's the great pass again. Just a pinpoint pass from Maddox to Al-Sayed for the layup.
And what that does is it keeps your big guys running. The big guy runs, you reward him.
Lawrence fouled before the shot.
Demetrius Porter's really overplaying, and he's gotten burned about 3 times. This time he overplayed. There's the back door. You can see he's beaten by a couple steps. Noel Felix comes over, but is late.
Felix picks up his second foul, so Shannon Willis gets ready to check back in. He has 2 fouls. Also coming into the game, Travis DeMandy has Felix and Porter return to the Bulldog bench. 11:43 remaining in the first half. It's 20-18 Fresno State. Lawrence makes it a 2019 game. Bulldogs still leading by 1. 11:43 to go. We'll be back.
Unhappy with your office copier?
There's absolutely no reason for people not to upgrade.
Walco's got the Toshiba copier for you.
I think most companies would be literally surprised if they took the time to sit down with us, look at what they're currently spending, and then compare it to what we could put them into a new system with.
Call Walco today
And walk away thinking, why didn't we do this a lot sooner?
Toshiba copiers from Walco Business Systems.
Here's my top 10 at Fresno Bulldog Brewing Company.
Bulldogs 25 booths. Bulldogs all-weather patio. Bulldog welcomes large parties. Bulldogs homemade ice cream. Bulldogs handcrafted root beer. Fresno's best fish and chips. Bulldogs Angus steaks. Bulldogs great atmosphere. Bulldogs great service. And number 1, Bulldogs great food. Prepared fresh, no microwaves. Bulldog Brewing Company at the Fig Garden. Unleash the taste.
Celebrate New Year's Eve with the Dogs at the Silicon Valley Football Classic in San Jose. For game, tailgate, and New Year's Eve party tickets, call 278-DOGS or go online at gobulldogs.com. 11:43 to play in the first half. Fresno State leading by 1. The Bulldogs have led most of the way. The biggest lead was 4 at 15-11.
And at the first TV timeout, Bulldogs were up 1, so pretty much have just exchanged scores. Raging Cajuns back man-to-man.
Maddox going to work. Tough shot. Fair ball.
Yeah, that was a
Sage on the court. Also, couldn't handle it.
Yeah, he grabbed it, and then they slapped it back off his leg. Tough shot by Tito. The Bulldogs don't have a great scoring team in there. Al-Sayed is mechanical down low. Swillis is more of a role player. You can see turnovers 4-3, which is not in the Bulldogs' favor, and that's part of their strength. Here you can see, I said the Raging Cajuns were running their offense a lot better. Right there, they got Reggie DeGray on a moving screen, so they're trying to set screens better than they have in the past.
DeGray picks up his first 16 fouls on both sides now. 11 minutes exactly remaining in the half.
So we were saying that they don't have a great scoring team here. Tito's really not much of a scorer. Dennis Nathan is not a scorer. Swillis and Al-Sayed aren't known for scoring, and Demandi is kind of a standstill jump shooter. So they're going to have to get something off their movement or off Tito Maddox penetrating.
8 on the shot clock. Maddox will drive. Before the shot, a foul. I believe it's on Johnson.
I think Jones.
Billy Jones.
Jones feels he's in for a tough night. It's a second foul, guarding the exact same play. Coming off the high screen from the outside toward the middle. Had a tough one last time. Got greened off actually by his own guy. This time with a 6 on the shot clock. Reached in and bumped.
Melvin Eli back in for Fresno State. Al-Sayed goes to the bench. Maddox to the line. Shooting 1 and 1.
You know, we talked before the game, Ralph, about the minutes and how it affects people. The only guys that are not affected by Tito Maddox in terms of the minutes are the 4 big guys. That is Melvin Eli and Shannon Solis, the starting 5 and 4 men, and Mustafa Al-Sayed and Noel Felix.
Maddox makes them both. That was the only downside of the game last night, just 2 of 6 from the free throw line. 22-19 Fresno State lead.
Demandi doing a real good job on the ball. He's becoming a much better defender.
That was knocked away by Eli. Foul, though, I believe, maybe on Demanding.
Yeah, it's on demand. It could have been on Swillis. Mandy's done a much better job with his defense. He gets down low in the stance. He keeps his hands active, but does have trouble with a real quick guy. And right there, he got beaten off the dribble, and they reached in on him.
Kenneth Lawrence goes to the line, shooting 1-1. That's a 17th foul on the Bulldogs. First personal on Demanding. 22-19, Fresno State lead.
And like you said, pretty much a mirror image. This is exactly what happened at the other end.
Maddox trying to push it, then pulls it back out. Swillis wide open. Couldn't pass it up. Eli can't get the rebound to go.
Eli's having a much tougher time this year making those shots than he did last.
It's going to be another foul, I think, on Demanding on a reach-in.
I think it might be on Nathan.
It is on Nathan. And more free throws for the Cajuns.
Like I said, mirror images. Here they are. You know, the last game that you and I did, Ralph, was the North Carolina State game in the Hall of Fame Tip-Off Classic, and those two teams, North Carolina State, Fresno State, were similar. Like to run, like to take you off the dribble. That's exactly what's happening here. When you get back in your defensive transition, you have to be ready to guard right away because each team's offensive player has the freedom to take you off the dribble once he crosses midcourt.
Maddox goes out of the game for the Bulldogs as Jeffries returns. Johnson's free throw makes it 22-20 with 10 minutes exactly remaining in the first half. Fresno State leading by 2.
And you'll have Dennis Nathan switch from what had been small forward to the point guard.
Johnson makes them both. It's a 1-point Bulldog lead. And a full timeout called by Fresno State.
And this is a great timeout by Barry Tarkanian because it's the first possession without Tito Maddox. And you notice how much the Bulldogs rely on Tito Maddox in the half-court game. After a made shot, you're going to have a half-court setup, so why not call timeout and set something up? You have your two scorers, Jeffries and Eli, back in the game.
Join KMPH Fox 26 tomorrow night at 8 for the Holiday Classic Home Alone Lost in New York. Then Friday night at 8, it's the broadcast premiere of Home Alone 3. 2 great movies for the entire family on one great station, KMPH Fox 26. Home Alone, Lost in New York. It says Holiday Classic.
Don't let him beat you off the grip.
People are going to take care of it.
Right.
We're in the
We tried 51. We haven't ran it yet.
Run 51 without calling this time. Run 51 this time without calling. Then also run 6 down both. Run 51 without calling this time.
And then run 6 down next time without calling?
Yeah, 6.
6 down to 6.
6. Get the slip first. No, you got that 6. Coming out.
I want you to do that. All right? Defensively, I thought we did a good job of bumping him up there that time, and getting underneath, but don't let Tito get that shot. Yeah. We do that. And then also, man, we got the switches in their post.
Ralph, what you're going to see here as the Bulldogs bring the ball up the floor, as we said, their two scorers are Jeffries and Eli. They're going to dribble the ball to Jeffries' side of the floor. Demandy's going to clear to that side. Jeffries is going to come up to the point. They're going to hit him, and he and Eli will run a two-man game, see if they can get the ball into Eli down low, and if he's sealed up high, Jeffries can beat him off the drive.
That's 51.
That's 51.
At 6, we'll see the next trip down.
That's right.
Pass by Nathan, knocked away by Johnson and out of bounds. But do you still try and run 51?
Well, I think that's up to Dennis Nathan. No, they're running 6. They're going to they'll try to get something here for Eli and Jeffries.
Jeffries on the baseline, puts it up strong and in. A quick burst along the baseline by Jeffries.
And what it is a clear out where they bring Eli up top and see if the people are going to guard Eli. If they do, then Jeffries has the side to work with.
3-point lead for Fresno State. 5 points in the game for Jeffries. Pull up by Lawrence. In and out. Rebound, tipped out of bounds. Last touch by the Cajuns. It'll be Fresno State ball. Bulldogs with a 3-point lead.
And it looks like that trend continues about the rebounding. It's going to have to if the Bulldogs are going to want to win. This is a good rebounding team.
Nathan with a pass inside off the hands of Eli, but last touched by one of the Cajuns as it sailed beyond the end line. So the Bulldogs get a break there. They'll keep possession of the ball with 26 on the shot clock.
And what you have there is a tough pass to catch because the post player is expecting a bounce pass. You normally want to feed the post with a bounce pass. It wasn't that bad a pass, it's just that he wasn't expecting it.
Eli can't get it to fall. Rebound comes off to Robbins. This is Butler to Harmon. 9 minutes to play in the half. 3-point Bulldog lead. Johnson guarded by Jeffries. Backing in. Spins. Throws it up. Knocked out of bounds by Jeffries. Replacements for the Bulldogs. Maddox and Porter in. Nathan and Demandry out.
And now you're back with your starting team. You got 8:47 to go in the first half. Back with your starting team. Operate.
Harmon's been the scoring threat. Pulls up, fires, and hits. He's feeling it today. On the baseline, out of bounds. Fresno State will have it with 30 on the shot clock. Bulldogs lead by 1. 8.5 minutes left in the half. Maddox gets it in to Swillis. Porter's pass deflected. Eli goes to get it. And then it's Swillis tracking it down. And there's a struggle on the floor as Porter fires. Rebound Swillis.
That's why coaches always say when you go down, get up. Nothing good happens on the floor. Of course, no one ever died up.
Porter into Jeffries, fakes, drives, and is fouled.
And that was a great read by Chris Jeffries. He was supposed to pop out to the corner. He saw the guy was overplaying him, and as he's being overplayed by Johnson, he curls up the middle, is open, takes the ball strong to the basket, and foul. These are two very good teams, Ralph. I wouldn't be surprised to see each of these teams in the NCAA tournament at the end of the year.
Jeffries looking to make it a 2-point Fresno State lead. And he does. 7:57 remaining in the first half. 25-23 Fresno State.
I am not a god.
I'm not a miracle worker.
I am a healer.
I felt that there was really a big need for good doctors out there that are willing to help people.
It's a satisfaction of somebody coming in who is in effect going to die, leaving the hospital and going back to a normal life.
It's not the technology, it's the people providing it, I think, that's the big plus.
I like keeping in touch with my patients. I've developed close friendships.
I'm a student and I'm a learner.
I'm a dad. I'm a teacher. I'm a doctor.
I love my job. I love what I do.
This holiday, give a gift from Gottschalk's, the Hamilton Beach Proctor Silex 10-speed blender with food processor, toaster oven, broiler, or slow cooker. Your choice, $39.99. The 14-speed Chef Nick stand mixer, just $99.99. George Foreman grills include the barbecue model or the Big George rotisserie, both on sale. Rivals ice cream maker or 5-quart crock pot, $49.99.
Give a gift from Gottschalk's.
Scene 1. We open on a woman running. She's blonde like Denise Richards. She is Denise Richards, running from a mutant. No, she's just running. It's hot. She's thirsty. Cut to a drink. No, better. Wild cherry Pepsi. Wow, cool. She reaches, guy's hand. He's handsome. Hey, it's my movie. Why not? Cut to highway. Title, Fade.
Time now for This Week in Bulldog Sports, brought to you by AT&T Wireless Services. Women's basketball takes on the Gales of St. Mary's tomorrow night at the North Gym. Tip-off at 7 p.m. And again, remember, tickets for the Silicon Valley Football Classic game, tailgate party, and New Year's Eve party available by calling 278-DOGS or going online at GoBulldogs.com. This Week in Bulldog Sports brought to you by AT&T Wireless Services.
Ralph coming out of the timeout. 5 Bulldogs have scored. The Bulldogs are up 2. Melvin Eli is not one of the 5 who scored. I think if they had known with just under 8 to go in the first half that Melvin had not scored, they'd be happy to be up 2. But this is a dogfight right here.
The Dogs winning the battle of the boards, 10-9, and a rebounding advantage. And winning the game by 2. Butler.
Cajuns have gone away from what their normal offense is, and that is to try to get the ball inside and then kick it back out for just trying to beat people off the dribble, and they've been very successful with it.
5th turnover for the Cajuns. 7.5 minutes left in the half. Maddox. Offensive foul.
Wow.
Said he hooked him with the left elbow. First personal foul on Tito Maddox.
I think the Jumbotron bails him out again.
That'll be in the new save marks.
There's the inside game.
Partially blocked by Eli, knocked out of bounds, last touch by Swillis. 18 on the shot clock.
That could be why they're not going inside. If you remember last night, they got a chance to scout them live in the second game. The Bulldogs had not only 11 blocked shots, but 11 blocked shots by 5 different players.
Bulldogs are averaging 7 blocks a game. That's a 2-point shot. There's another block. Johnson. Ball knocked away, and it's going to be a foul.
He called it late, but
Thomas picks it up.
I think he was right.
Louisiana Lafayette foul.
So we go to the other end and shoot free throws. Thomas picks up his second personal.
Eli clearly had the ball, and Thomas came in between, tried to knock it away, and I think just got a piece.
Eli coming off a 20-point game last night.
Looking to get off the schneid right here.
Averaging 13 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 blocks a game.
Pretty good numbers for what some people call disappointing season so far.
His both of the free throws.
And what's Rick going?
Fresno State matches its biggest lead up by 4. Defensive pressure, forcing the turnover. Maddox. Right hand. Foul. And he's holding his head. And everyone here is holding their breath. He gets up.
You'll see it here. The mistake right there was picking the ball up just as he crossed midcourt. Tito comes here, and I'll tell you, Ralph, I've seen a lot of practices. I've seldom seen him miss that shot. Yeah, I'd say he was fouled.
Butler picks up his second.
Actually, the foul was after the shot, but it's the 10th free throw, so it's an automatic 2-in.
Maddox leading Fresno State with 8 points, looking for 9. 9 points, 5 assists. Bulldogs by 6.
Bulldogs extending the defense. Crowd's getting into it.
Porter hounding Harmon, who fires it to the side of the backboard.
That was a tough shot.
Butler gets the rebound, has his shot blocked. Harmon again.
Yeah, that's where you just have to rebound. That was a tough one because you don't expect the ball to go off the side of the backboard, but you still got to get down.
12 for Harmon. Spin move by Jeffries.
There's versatility. There's Chris Jeffries who guards on the perimeter and blocks a shot because of his length. He beats you on a drive from the corner and then posts you up. That's a tough match at both ends.
6-point Bulldog lead. Fans start to make some noise for the defense. Butler falls away, and he walks. The defensive pressure of Tito Maddox forcing the turnover.
That was a pretty tough call, too. That was just what they call a step-back move. What you try to do is penetrate, get some contact, get the defender moving back, plant, and step back. I'm not sure that was a travel, but I guess the definition of the travel is when the referee blows his wrist and puts his arms in a circle.
It's hard to take it. That's now 8 turnovers.
And 5 consecutive, because you remember it was 4-3 in Louisiana Lafayette's favor at the last draft.
It's Jenkins and Bacon pushing off to Jeffries. He'll drive, put up the left hand, switch from the right hand to the left hand, and put it in. Bulldogs by 8.
And he brought his A game today. That's a drive to the basket with the right hand, a drive with the left, and a post up, plus the 3 to open the game.
Under 5 minutes to play in the half. Lawrence going one-on-one and gets a foul.
Now that's one you didn't want right there. You had them, Adam, they're just now into a one-on-one game. Wasn't, I don't think, a real good shot or the shot they wanted by Lawrence, but Tito kind of bailed him out. Committed a second foul.
2 shots for Lawrence.
The pressure starts with Demetrius Porter out at midcourt, putting a great deal of pressure on the ball. When Harmon picked it up, after the steal and Tito got the foul at the other end, it was because of Porter's pressure, and now Porter's really pressuring Harmon. Once Harmon gets closer to the basket, he can use his girth to beat Porter. That's something else that shouldn't happen on this free throw.
Lawrence has already shot 8 free throws. Jones loses it on the way up. Great defense by Fresno State. Swillis got a hand on it. Bulldog ball.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was really a tie-up that Frank Pisoni called. I don't mean to be refereeing here, but he tipped it out of his hands. He went up, caught it, and came down. It just should have been a turnover. Tie-up is when two people have simultaneous possession.
And the ball goes off the face of the official and out of bounds. And we'll have a timeout. Right in the chops.
Yeah, you take a look here. Right here, I think Tito says, hey, Frank, pass this. Frank says, pass it. I can't even swallow it.
Play of the game.
But he tried.
He'll be okay.
I'm sure it's not the first time. Frank Pisoni has been refereeing a long time. He kidded me that each of our hair was a lot darker back in 1973 when I first met him. I was a graduate assistant at Washington State. He was refereeing in what was then the Pac-8. So you go back 27 years, and you got a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge, and he probably knows tie-up a little better than I do, but I have better hands than he does.
So make sure they take care of any bleeding. Coming up in the second half is the Subway Slam Attack. Today's winner is Sarah Vasquez from Clovis. She's automatically won a 6-foot Subway party sub and a pair of tickets to an upcoming Fresno State home game. When the Dogs get a slam dunk in the second half, she'll also qualify for a chance to win a trip to the WAC tournament. So good luck, Sarah Vasquez from Clovis. And they've now decided to take a timeout and take care of the official. We'll step aside with 4:24 left in the half. Bulldogs lead 33-26.
This holiday season, show that special one just how much you love her with a gift from The Ritz. At The Ritz, you'll find the finest quality at unbelievably low prices, even lower than the competitor sale prices. Choose from beautiful diamond rings in all shapes and settings, solitaire diamond necklaces, elegant tennis bracelets, and diamond earrings, loose stones, gold jewelry, and pearls. Don't wait to get her the gift of a lifetime.
This holiday season, shop around first, then come to The Ritz. We'll make you happy.
Now, wasn't that easy? Magical gifts in one easy click. Turn on the phone. Best Buy.
Introducing the new 200 horsepower Chrysler Sebring. Sedan, convertible, and coupe. They beg to be driven.
Join KVH Fox 26 this Saturday night at 9 for the Holiday Music Spectacular from Miami Beach. Performers on the show will be Mark Anthony without Cleopatra, Tony Bennett, and Jessica Simpson, plus others. It's the Holiday Music Spectacular, only on KMPH Fox 26. 4:24 remaining in the first half. 33-26, Fresno State leading. If you just joined us, the timeout was to take care of the official, Frank Pisoni, who got hit right in the lips with the basketball.
And he got cut with that, and you know they have the you see field goal percentage here. The Bulldogs have really stretched that. At one time it was, if you remember, 46, I believe, a piece, or rather 4 for 6 a piece. This is a 5 count here.
Jones avoids it. Works the baseline. Pass is deflected. Maddox saves. Can the Bulldogs come up with it? Porter kicks it to Jeffries behind the back. Goes to Swillis. Lays it up and what a play!
Now right there, Ralph, that's why you run the floor. Tito Maddox, for the second day in a row, goes out of bounds on the baseline, saves it. We got it here. Great rotation. Here's Tito, just like yesterday, throws the thing behind his back. Porter can't get it, so he tips it to Jeffries, goes behind his back, loses it, but that's why you run the floor. Swillis comes, knocks the thing in. If he doesn't run the floor, the Raging Cajuns get the ball back. This is a big swing here, especially if he knocks this free throw down.
Third foul on Jones. 3-point play for Swillis. Bulldogs extend their lead now to 10, their biggest of the game. 3:53 remaining. Timeout from Selland Arena.
Next, Judge Mathis.
She grabs a club and chases my 80-year-old mother into the house. She's saying this woman is some crazed cave woman.
He wants her behind bars.
A bench warrant was issued for her arrest.
Not so. Am I speaking loud enough?
The warrant is so outstanding.
But the truth may set her free.
She got a warrant on her now. Yes, Your Honor. If she don't have a warrant out on her, I'm going to have you arrested.
Next, Judge Mathis.
Thursday morning at 10 on your station, Fox 26.
Thursday, on Martha Stewart Living, Ann Willen prepares a flavorful English Christmas dinner.
Oh, my gosh, how gorgeous.
Make a hearty standing rib roast, followed by a delicious Yorkshire pudding. Then,
Well, I just can't imagine a Christmas without my very favorite eggnog. It is truly a family tradition.
plus a musical visit from the Yale Alley Cats. Learn something new. Thursday on Martha Stewart Living.
Thursday morning at 8 on your station, Fox 26.
Hoop fans, if you have tickets to the men's basketball game on Saturday, December 30th against Norfolk State here at Selland Arena, please note the game time has been moved. Not 7 p.m. anymore. They're now going to play it at noon. That's to allow those who are going to the Silicon Valley Football Classic the following day to get off to an early start. So the game December 30th, no longer a 7 p.m. start. They will tip off at noon.
I think a wise decision by the athletic department. A lot of people, I think, want to come and watch the Bulldogs, especially now. You've seen Tito Maddox. You've seen what he can do, how exciting it is.
New hairstyle there, sported by Mustafa Al-Sayed.
Yeah, the hairstyles are going to change as the season goes on. I think you're going to see a lot. That seems to be a common theme among basketball players now.
They have to do it. Headwear. 10-point Bulldog lead. There's Lawrence.
Pretty good defense by the Bulldogs here.
9 on the shot clock. Robbins gives it off to Lawrence. Throws it up. Can't get it. Swillis loses it. DeGray there for the garbage. Puts it up and in.
That's about the third one of those that's happened. They could really open the game. The Bulldogs could if they would grab those.
8-point Fresno State lead. Nice pass. Swillis has it swatted out of there, but the foul will be called on Darryl Robbins.
You know, you notice that. You see it here. Double team right there with Eli. Pretty good passer. Swillis cuts to the basket. Those of you who were here yesterday saw that exact play twice yesterday in the second half, where Eli got the ball, gets the double team, and hits Swillis down the lane. Not much of a foul.
That was not much of a foul, no. Like a pretty good block by Robbins. He picks up his second foul. Swillis makes the first of 2 free throws. Anthony Johnson will return to the game for Lafayette. Billy Jones has to go to the bench with his 3 fouls.
Now, Ralph, the Bulldogs have opened this lead once they put the starters back in. You wonder if that's the case, why would you take them out? The reason you take them out is to give them the rest, to talk to them on the side. And the other guys who came in, the reserves did a great job of maintaining the lead while they were in the game. Now the Bulldogs come out. You can see there's much better pressure than when they had first started the game.
Swillis quietly has 9 points.
Many from the free throw line.
DeGray just throws it up and gets the call.
Right, it's another bailout call there, and Eli knows that if he stays straight up, he doesn't foul. He reaches in, grabs one.
Coming up at halftime, Dana Green will have a Bulldog Spotlight with a Silicon Valley Bowl update. We'll also have a KMPH 10 o'clock news halftime report, the Enterprise Rent-A-Car first half stats, and first half highlights. All that coming up at halftime. DeGray has not made a free throw this season.
And that was the 30th free throw shot of the game. That's 17. This will be the 18th by Louisiana Lafayette. The 13 for the Dogs.
Kenneth Lawrence has 8 free throw attempts. 1 out of 2 makes it a 38-29 Fresno State lead. Eli triple teamed and he won.
He went up for the ball and got bumped down low, and I think that might have caused the travel.
Back quickly come the Cajuns. Lawrence. Rebound, Jeffries.
Lawrence took the page out of Tito Maddox's book.
Knocked away from behind by Lawrence. The Bulldogs will retain the basketball. 30 on the shot clock.
And you may wonder, why would Chris Jeffries take the ball and try to go coast to coast? He has, because of his ball handling ability, he has the green light that if he gets a rebound, he can take the thing.
Eli with a nice hook. He had single coverage on the defense. Took advantage of it
for his first field goal.
Bulldogs with their biggest lead up by 11.
And that was just a simple out-of-bounds play. Maddox saw the defense was behind, threw it directly into him. Doesn't do it flashy, Maddox, but he gets it done.
Harmon along the baseline. Now the pass comes out to DeGray. Johnson. Nice running shot by Johnson for the basket. 40-31 Bulldog lead. Under 2 minutes to play in the half.
And I'm sure Jerry Tarkanian will be talking about guarding guys, keeping guys in front of you, because that has been the Louisiana Lafayette offense. This has now become the Fresno State offense. Last time went into Eli, went left with the sweeping hook. This time fakes left, goes back right, has a multitude of moves down low, has had a tough time this year with especially with some travels, last night in particular, but is going to the free throw line against UAB, I believe. Ralph went 16 times, which is a good sign for the Bulldogs.
Melvin Eli, 4-4 from the free throw line.
Another good sign for the Bulldogs.
11-0 Bulldog lead, approaching a minute and a half remaining in the first half. DeGray loses it. Fresno State ball on the turnover.
See, and that is really their offense, is to go inside, throw the thing back out. They haven't had nearly as much success going inside out as they have trying to take people off the dribble, and I would imagine that's what Gary Tarkanian's going to talk about at halftime, guarding the dribble, and what Jesse Evans is going to talk about at halftime, continue to beat people off the dribble. Battle of wills. Maddox. He was bumped before he released the shot, regained his balance, and the Bulldogs lead by 13. And here's a tough matchup.
11 points for Maddox. He leads Fresno State.
Well, Johnson gets the ball and shuffles his feet almost every time he gets it. He's close to a travel.
Johnson for three at the other end.
I think Lawrence is down. He might have hit the standard. Looks like he might have twisted his ankle.
Kenneth Lawrence. As the training staff. That's Ed Ferreira.
Ed Ferreira is going out. The reason being that there was a family emergency the day before the tournament, and the trainer from Louisiana Lafayette had to return home. Maybe we'll see here what happened. Look at Lawrence, number 5.
Like he hurt the ankle before.
Yep. Yeah, it looked like he might have planted it wrong. Yeah, because he's down already.
Already hurt. You could see the grimace on his face as he passed the ball off.
Well, they're calling for somebody to help him off, so I don't think it's just a cramp. Tim official and a doctor. They have a lot of titles.
52.9 seconds left in the half as Lawrence will be carried to the locker room. Gets a hand from the fans as he leaves.
And DeGray is carrying him in. I think DeGray is still in the game. So Jesse Evans is out talking with Jerry White. I don't know if they're going to sub for him. Jesse's explaining now to Jerry White. Jerry's telling Charlie Range that 2 of my guys that are in the game just carried him into the locker room. So we're either going to have to wait for him or we're going to have to play 3-on-5. I think if they put it to a vote to the selling fans, I think the partial fans, all right, he's back. Now we're back in the game. I think they'll get ready to skip Charlie.
Fresno State leads by 10.
Number 1, Jared Evans replaces the injured Kenneth Lawrence.
Jared Evans will replace Lawrence. He's wearing number 1.
Coach. Willis came close getting his 3rd foul on that.
Rebound. Johnson no good.
Johnson hung on the rim. And that was a
Davis with the basket.
I guess they might have thought he feared injury. Bulldogs are going to hold for 1.
Eli flips the defenders, and that's going to be goal call.
Yeah, he never should have touched it.
I think Robert Davis took it right off the rim.
It was coming off. I think that's a good call. You take a look at it. Here's Eli's move. Little out of control. Tough to tell from that angle, yeah, but I think he just should have let it go. There was no one near it.
So the goaltending call on Johnson. The final shot of the half put up, in and out. Harmon nearly hit one from just inside the half-court line. But we played a half. Not bad. He's been hot. So are the Bulldogs. Fresno State goes to the locker room at halftime, leading this one by 10.
Some financial institutions are too big and some are too small.
At State Center Credit Union, everything is just right. State Center Credit Union offers all you're looking for in a bank and credit union, like free checking, unlimited ATM, and unique savings and loan programs. If you're tired of paying for everything at your bank, or you think there's no better alternative, come over to State Center Credit Union. Not too big, not too small. We're just right for you.
You look great. Your eyes are so blue.
Dude, they're brown.
He didn't even call her. He just emailed her, and she's supposed to know that from that she's...
Why can't more girls dress like you? I really want to kiss you. But I'll wait till we get to know each other.
Good evening. Hope you're enjoying the game here on Fox 26. I'm John Mallows with your halftime report. It has been another busy day for George W. Bush, adding 4 more to his cabinet. And with the economy the focus of many, what better way to cap this day than to add a Treasury Secretary? Paul O'Neill, a Fresno State grad, is being chosen as the next Treasury Secretary. O'Neill is stepping down as chairman of Alcoa this month. Also, Ann Veneman of Modesto is chosen to be the next Ag Secretary for George W. Bush's administration.
I am honored and humbled to be asked to join your administration and to serve with you and your highly qualified team.
I've made it my business at his request to come by on a fairly regular basis and tell him what I thought he was doing wrong.
Also chosen by Bush was this man, Donald Evans, as the Commerce Secretary, and Mel Martinez of Orange County, Florida, is chosen as Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. We'll have more on the appointments of 2 local people to Bush's cabinet coming up on the 10 o'clock news after the Fresno State basketball game. Back here at home tonight, police are interviewing several suspects, they say, in connection with a murder that happened over the weekend. But police are not saying how many suspects they are actually talking to. On Sunday night, 69-year-old Alejandro Escarino was found near his home in a South Fresno neighborhood. He was lying in the street. He was severely beaten. He was then taken to a hospital, a local hospital, where he later died. Escarino was a farm laborer, and he was the father of a city police officer. We'll have more on that story also at 10. Stay with us now. We'll be back in just a moment.
Trend Homes.
With more value.
For more families. In more neighborhoods.
In our community.
Trend Homes. Building for generations.
Interesting. Coca-Cola or Pepsi-Cola. A paradox. While molecularly similar, they logically seem to offer 2 possibilities. Of course, you must invariably arrive at one and only one correct choice. A no-brainer.
Welcome back, and some local politics now. It was almost like the teacher gently reprimanding the students at a special meeting of the Fresno City Council. It was called to reconsider its surprise rejection of a 3-way Fresno, Clovis, and Fresno County master plan for urban growth. A veteran county supervisor came to the City Hall podium, and George Mason was there.
Now, you all didn't listen to me much when I was a supervisor. I'm asking you maybe to pay a little bit of attention now that I'm almost retired.
Stan Oken trying for the elder statesman role as he wraps up 10 years as a county supervisor. City Council members Gary Bredefeld, Tom Boyajian, and Dan Ronquillo voted as a partial council majority Monday, defeating the growth plan, but a full council Tuesday scheduled today's special meeting to reconsider. And forget about any underlying feud between the city and the county. A Clovis plan for expansion was hanging in the balance. But also in his final meeting, Bredefeld had a question for the county.
You say today, as your board has been saying for years, I've been hearing directing growth to the urban areas. Explain to me what Copper River is, Quail Lakes, Millerton, Newtown, Brighton, Crest, and all of those are.
The county has wanted to do. The county has made it public. The county has said this is what will be in our general plan. This will be our new philosophy. At that point, the city should have embraced that and said, yes, here we are. We'll be sitting at the table with you. You were not at the table.
Yeah, but a lot of these projects were approved long before we started moving in the direction of holding our boundary.
Members Boyajian and Ronquillo did reconsider and voted with a 6-1 majority to okay the 20-year outline. And just a couple of hours later, Clovis got the additional okay from LAFCO, the county-wide commission that approves municipal boundaries, but only after a public airing a couple of blocks away of long-held distrust. George Mason, the 10 o'clock news.
That's it for this halftime report. Join me, John Mallos, also Kopi and Dana for sports on the KMPH 10 o'clock news following the basketball game. Not sure when it will be over, but when it ends, we'll be here. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Check it out.
The next generation Chrysler Town and Country.
You do that? I thought you did. Let's get out of here.
With power slide doors and liftgate with an obstacle detection system. Chrysler Town and Country is the best minivan ever.
Get into the truck business because it's a part of you from when you're young. But if you're really serious about it, you sell International. Gibbs International, the fastest growing truck centers in the valley. Gibbs puts together the truck, the financing, the whole deal with top quality service and total satisfaction. Gibbs International, the brilliance of common sense. In Fresno at Highway 99 in Jensen. In Bakersfield at 99 in Buck Owens Boulevard.
Time now for Bulldog Spotlight.
The message is simple. Fresno State needs fans.
I'm asking for our community to really step up to the plate. We need you.
We need them big time. I'm begging and asking, come out.
Despite coming out in record numbers this year at Bulldog Stadium, a big turnout in San Jose would mean even more.
The Bull picture is all about fans. It's all about crowd support. And if we want to move to the next level, not only does our football team have to be good, but the sad part about it is that now they're putting it back on the community also.
Fresno State, they're going to go wild. The red wave is beside itself.
It's been 8 years since some 25,000 red wavers made the trip down to the Freedom Bowl to watch Fresno State beat USC. What stands out more is last year's slightly disappointing turnout at the Las Vegas Bowl.
In Las Vegas, a lot of people started questioning our following, and that really hurt me. And this year we have a chance to prove everybody wrong.
And our objective is, on that December 31st date, to change the name of that stadium to the Doghouse.
We said going into this, if there's one team that gives us the proximity, that has the people who will follow their program enough to make our game a success, and it was Fresno.
If Bulldog fans want to see a good opponent, well, they got one in Air Force. The Falcons are 8-3 and took Notre Dame to overtime.
They're the ninth-rated team in the country offensively, over 430 yards a game, and 157 of it's passing. Third in the nation in rushing the ball, but throwing it for 157 yards a game is a new wrinkle.
We'll talk more about the Silicon Valley Classic right after this.
You know where to find us this holiday season. Here's some ideas. Make yours a red Christmas at the Bulldog Shop, Cedar and Barstow, and online at GoBulldogs.com.
Most teams are banged up at the end of the year. Not Fresno State. In fact, they may be healthier now than they have been all season. Bernard Berrien, Derek Ward, and Rodney Wright should all be at full strength when game time rolls around.
Yeah, I feel as healthy as I've been all year, honestly, at the beginning of the season, actually. And it's great to be back and looking forward to the ball game.
Yeah, well, it's nice having all your boys back, especially a lot of teams, even though some teams aren't even getting to play right now, let alone have a healthy team. And we're getting to play, and we got a healthy team.
And for the seniors, like middle linebacker Tim Skipper, who's now been a part of back-to-back bowl seasons, he wants to make his last college game special.
I mean, that's what you want to do when you come to college. You want to play in bowl games, and I had the chance to do that last year and this year. So I just want to end it on the right note and beat Air Force.
the last time the Bulldogs and Falcons hooked up, 3 years ago, when Fresno State won it on a 51-yard field goal by Jeff Hanna, knocking Air Force from their number 18 ranking. And don't think they've forgotten about that.
And very excited about playing Fresno State, because last time we played them, they whooped us. And we're certainly for the opportunity, my goodness, to return the favor to them.
You always have fun on New Year's Eve, usually? No, I don't do nothing on New Year's Eve. Now you're doing something, huh?
Yeah, it's the first time. Last year, the family was a little scared, so we sat inside with guns waiting for anything to happen, but...
This year, you're coming out with your guns, right?
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Time to get the party started. I'm Dana Green with the Bulldog Spotlight.
Your business has more power with the help of our business. Let a CalFed business banker show you how. You have more power than you think. CalFed Commercial Banking. You have the power to organize your finances. You have more power than you think. Infinity Checking from CalFed.
Halftime at Solid Arena, Fresno State leading the Raging Cajuns of Louisiana Lafayette by 10 at 46-36. Tonight's halftime locker room report is brought to you by Martin's Chevrolet Oldsmobile in Reedley, featuring the Silverado, the most dependable, long-lasting truck on the road. Ralph Wood along with Jack Ferdig, and let's get right to the locker room report. Jack, you just came from the Bulldog locker room. You talked about what you thought they would be discussing. What'd you find out?
Right, sure enough. Guard people, do not get split, meaning don't let the guy turn the corner, which is going to break the defense down. That was number one. Number two, rebound. I think the rebounding at one time was 10-9 in favor of the Bulldogs. It's now 17-11, which means that Louisiana Lafayette has gotten 8 of the last 9. On offense, the Bulldogs want to run the offense through Melvin Eli because they're playing behind him. Tito Maddox has the ability to get him the ball, and they think good things happen when they break their defense down by throwing the ball to Eli. So look for going to Eli or running a high-low with Shannon Swillis up high. See what they're going to do from there.
The interesting thing about rebounds, when you're checking the rebound stats, when it was close, the Bulldogs had a close game on their hands. Now they fall behind in rebounds, but they've opened up a 10-point lead.
You're right, but this is a very tenuous 10-point lead.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half and see how the Bulldogs built that 10-point lead. First, it was Chris Jeffries.
Yeah, that was
it off and has deflected. It's a lazy pass.
Lazy pass right there.
Orlando
comes down, tries to make amends, and did, but didn't get the benefit of the call.
Now the ball goes in on the lob. Shannon Swillis hammers it home.
And you can see how the Bulldogs had extended the Raging Cajun defense, and Tito Maddox put it right on the money.
Now Maddox, you see how he just works and works and works, dishing it off to Swillis. And this was where he changed from the right hand to the left hand.
Jeffries, right? You can see what an explosive first step he has. He's so tall and long that first step, if you're not ready to guard him, he's going to go by you.
The stats are brought to you by Enterprise Rent-A-Car with weekend rates as low as $9.99. Call for details. The Bulldogs picking up where they left off last night as far as shooting the basketball goes, 56% from the field.
Yeah, and a lot of that is because of Tito Maddox. He throws the ball ahead to Mustafa Al-Sayed for a layup. He throws the ball into Eli when he's being guarded from behind, and the Bulldogs are ending up. People who shoot good percentages take good shots.
Individually, Maddox leads the way for the Bulldogs with 11 points. He has 6 assists. Jeffries with 10 points, the only 2 Bulldogs in double figures. Swillis with 9, Melvin Eli with 8. We'll be back with more in the second half after this.
Here's my top 10 at Fresno Bulldog Brewing Company.
Bulldog's 25 booths. Bulldog's all-weather patio. Bulldog welcomes large parties. Bulldog's homemade ice cream. Bulldog's handcrafted root beer. Fresno's best fish and chips. Bulldog's Angus steaks. Bulldog's great atmosphere. Bulldog's great service. And number one, Bulldog's great food. Prepared fresh. No microwaves. Bulldog Brewing Company at the Fig Garden. Unleash the taste.
With a 4.3-liter engine, the new Lexus GS430 not only has more torque and more horsepower than the BMW 540i, it also stops faster. So really, which car is the ultimate? See Fresno Lexus.
46-36, Fresno State leading Lafayette here as we get ready to start the second half. The Bulldogs, Jack, are in a pretty good stretch here of home games before you start the conference season. Chance to build some momentum and go into conference play with a winning streak.
Right, now this is the third of 6 home games in a row. I know a lot of people would like to have a stretch like that, but there are also 6 tough games. UAB had some travel problems. I think that helped the Bulldogs some in that it took them so long to get here. Their legs might have been weary, but they're a pretty good team. Then you come back with Toledo, who's a terrific team, and this whole tournament, I think, is outstanding. Sanford took Toledo to a double overtime. Now you have the Raging Cajuns who will probably win their conference, and then you have the Georgia Bulldogs coming in Saturday night.
Fans get on their feet until Fresno State scores its first points in the second half. Butler lobs it inside, knocked away by Swillis. Quick hands, and it went off the leg of Lonnie Thomas. So the Bulldogs get the ball.
That was a set play where they ran a screen on the ball and then screened for the guy who screened and threw the lob. Swillis did a nice job.
Adams hangs, falls away, comes up short, rebounded by Brent Smith. This much of the first half after picking up 2 early fouls.
I think I saw Lawrence making his way back to the Raging Cajun bench.
Harmon
cooled down a little since that early quick start. And here's what we're talking about with Chris Jeffries gets the ball and is allowed to bring the ball up the floor.
Into Eli.
Now he's going to get him for a travel.
He had 3 early in last night's game, and right afterward, Jerry Tarkanian said he was leading the nation in rushing at that time.
Well, what he does, he puts the ball down and he gets bumped. And when you get bumped, it supposedly puts you at a disadvantage, and that's what fouls are supposed to be, called on advantage, disadvantage. But they don't think that the bump is...
Butler with the 3-point attempt is no good. Jeffries with the rebound.
Passes inside.
Maddox with the finish. Assist to Jeffries.
Normally you see that the other way. But you can see 2 in a row, Jeffries getting the ball. The reason that Jeffries is, number 1, he's a good ball handler, but number 2, it eliminates the outlet pass. You start your fast break immediately.
Ball goes inside and a foul before the shot on Melvin Eli. Banged Lonnie Thomas.
Yep, he had his hand in his back, and if he had not, I think it might have been an offensive foul. Lonnie Thomas really creates space with his body and was backing into Eli, but Melvin had his hand in his back.
Butler gets the pass. Inside to Thomas. He was double teamed, so he kicks it back out to Butler.
And this is more of the inside-outside game that they're more known for.
Double dribble they're going to call on Butler. A turnover. Fresno State with the ball and a 12-point lead.
Now there they went inside, threw it to Thomas. The double team threw it back out, but they didn't get anything off it, and they turned it over.
Jeffries, quick first step, and he's double teamed. Ball goes to Swillis. Porter. Look fire. A couple of good bounces and rattles at home.
Yeah, the good shooters, the bounces seem to go in. The bad shooters, you put it in the middle and it seems to come out.
Coach Evans wants a timeout. The Raging Cajuns can talk this one over. Bulldogs have scored the first 4 points of the half to open up a 14-point lead.
He doesn't want to let it get away from him. It's out to 14 now.
The Bulldog Shop, the official store of Fresno State Athletics, will be open on Sundays from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. throughout the holiday season. Visit the Bulldog Shop at the corner of Cedar and Barstow or shop online at GoBulldogs.com. The 14-point lead is the Bulldogs' biggest of the game, surpassing the 13-point cushion in the first half. Take a look at the last basket by Demetrius Porter.
Right, what you had was Chris Jeffries drove, threw it back to Swillis. Swillis drove, threw it back to Porter. Porter let the defense go by. Nice soft touch, gets the bounce. The way his game's been going, his shooting game anyway, he deserves a bounce. He's had a tough time, but he seems to have broken out of it.
Porter with 8 points tonight. He's 3 of 6 from the field. Harmon hangs, fires, banks it off the glass, and he was fouled. So Blaine Harmon will go to the free throw line with a chance for a 3-point play.
And I think that's Willis' third. He went over, tried to stop him, but once he got there, he left his feet. Then he tried to get out of the way, and minimal contact. If he had to do it all over again, probably would have either stayed on his feet or just taken a hard foul.
So after 2.5 minutes of the second half, Swillis has to come out with his third foul, replaced by Noel Felix. The 3-point play for Harmon gives him 15 in the game. That leads everybody. Tito Maddox has 13 for the Bulldogs. Felix, strong with the rebound, goes to Eli. Triple team, puts it between the defenders and in, reversing under the basket.
Made the same play last night, but he dunked it.
Ball is knocked away by Felix for the steal.
Great help right there by Noel Felix, and here comes the transition game in a hurry.
Bob goes inside. Smith knocks it away. Butler lays it up and in. So a turnover leads to a basket for the Raging Cajuns. And now we have a foul under the basket away from the ball. Smith, who had foul trouble in the first half, picks up his third foul here early in the second.
Yeah, he has a tough... See, he's not as quick as Melvin Eli. He's not as tall as Melvin. He's not as fast. So if Melvin beats him down the floor, he has to try to bang him off that block. And he's just banging a little too hard.
Ball comes into Felix. Looking for somebody to give it to. Finally gets it to Porter. Jeffries drives inside the three-point line and hits the jumper.
And that's something that Chris Jeffries has not shown, is that one dribble, stop, shoot the jumper, a la Courtney Alexander.
13-point Bulldog lead. As Smith hits the bottom of the rim with a shot. 2-on-1.
And nice help by Porter.
Jeffries has to alter the shot, fumbled the pass a little bit, but an acrobatic play by Chris Jeffries for 2. He now has 14.
And the people in Easton saw that one several years ago on the way to a state championship.
Harmon being hounded by Porter, gets it away. Blocked by Eli. DeGray put it up and got it right back. Smith trying to pull his way in, does, and hooks it over Eli.
It wasn't pretty, but it was effective.
Porter.
Not a bad shot. He just shot a little hard. He's usually pretty effective on that.
Behind the back pass goes to Johnson. Smith tries for 2 baskets in a row, doesn't get it, tipped up and then controlled. Taken by Felix.
Tito Maddox couldn't grab it, so he tipped it over to Felix.
Stop Al-Sayed getting ready to check in for Fresno State.
Eli looks like he needs a break.
Maddox stopped. Jeffries is going one way. And instead of Hoffman going the other way for the door.
Now, things like that will happen. You just misread guys. Chris started to go to the basket, but after he threw it, Tito should have gotten back in transition. Compounded the problem by taking a step forward.
4 unanswered points. Another foul under the basket, away from the shot. DeGray picks up the foul. That's his second substitution for Fresno State. Al-Sayed will come back in when we come back. Timeout on the floor, 14:30 left. Fresno State by 11.
Cover me, kid! Wow, now that's a 5 o'clock shot.
Hey, what's going on here?
Down in front! Check out this question!
Introducing our classic Subway steak and cheese sandwich on fresh baked bread with new Southwest sauce. It's one of 4 unique sauces that are giving Subway a whole new taste. Come and get it. Subway. Eat fresh.
Go to Subway and enter to win the Subway Slam Attack during Fresno State Sports on KMPH Fox 26.
Looks like someone's going to have a very happy holiday. Yep.
This holiday, give a gift from Gottschalk's, the Hamilton Beach Proctor Silex 10-speed blender with food processor, toaster oven, broiler, or slow cooker. Your choice, $39.99. The 14-speed Chef Mix stand mixer, just $99.99. George Foreman grills include the barbecue model or the Big George rotisserie, both on sale. Rival ice cream maker or 5-quart crock pot, $49.99.
Give a gift from Gottschalk's.
Fans tune into KMPH Fox 26 January 4th as the Dogs open whack play on the road with a tough 2-game swing. Up first, the vastly improved Rice Owls. Then on Saturday, January 6th, the Dogs meet the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. You can catch all the action right here live on the television home of the Bulldogs, KMPH Fox 26. Little trip to Houston and Tulsa to open conference play just after the first of the year.
Last year, if you remember, Ralph, the Bulldogs swept that trip. The year before, somebody got a hole-in-one playing golf.
That was a nice trip, yes. Jeffries double-teamed. Riley gets it out there to the Mavericks.
Put plenty of time on the shot clock.
21-20. Felix, right-hand hook, tanks, and one. He just exploded up high over Smith and almost off glass.
He almost exploded to backboard.
Johnson fouled on his way to the basket. Anthony Johnson holding his left hand. Felix picks up his 3rd foul.
He is vastly improved from not only last year, but from the beginning of this year. Noel Phillips is a guy who tends to get down on himself, and the staff has been trying to tell him, you're a lot better player than you're giving yourself credit for. And he seems to have picked up his play over the last 3 or 4 games.
Johnson already has the pinky finger on his left hand bandaged. May have aggravated injury there. He'll shoot 2.
Johnson was scheduled for a visit to Fresno a couple of years ago, and Jerry Tarkanian was kidding Jesse Evans at practice on Monday. He said, we have a guy waiting for him at the airport. The guy's still there. Jesse's a master recruiter.
Johnson makes both free throws. He has 11. And the Bulldogs lead by 11. Jeffries. Ball comes loose, picked up by Harmon. That could go the other way.
Pretty nice look. Noel Phillips couldn't quite get a handle on it.
Jones whips the pass inside. Too hot to handle for Darryl Robbins. Turnover. The ball goes to Fresno State with 13:37 remaining.
And Ralph, that's what we were talking about in the first half when Dennis Nathan threw the ball to Melvin Eli. Not a bad pass. The post player expects it off the floor. Should bounce the ball in the post.
Jeffries. Oh, wow. Nice move to get open for the shot.
Yeah, and drew contact.
The ball was saved by the Cajun player, but it went to Maddox. He hasn't mastered that Arthur Tito has of finding the right guy when you sit on the floor.
This game's starting to go up and down more, kind of what we expected at the outset.
Johnson can't get at the ball. Hanging on the rim, back the other way. Maddox, nice pass to Porter. Lays it up and in.
Yeah, nice unselfish play both ways. Porter got the ball, gave it to Maddox. Had trouble getting a hold of it. Once he did, got it back to Michi, who grabbed it and got it to go down.
3-pointer by Johnson. Needs the bounce, doesn't get it. Rebound comes off to Jeffries.
A lot of long rebounds in this game. You need your guys coming back. That's one of the things that the coaches at Fresno State talked about at halftime.
Felix with a nice pitch along the baseline to Al-Sayed. And Fresno State back up now by 15.
Maybe a future look at the Bulldogs with sophomore and freshman.
30-second timeout. Bulldogs have 4 players now in double figures: Jeffries, Maddox, Porter, and Eli. Spring just around the corner, and if you're looking for that perfect holiday gift for your Bulldog fan, why not buy them baseball or softball season tickets? Call 27-DOGS for details or go online at gobulldogs.com. For Fresno State, Jeffries with 14, Maddox with 13, Porter with 10, Eli with 10.
Here you'll see what they call post-to-post. Ball comes in. Felix's defender goes for the steal, didn't get it. Al-Sayed's defender comes over to guard Felix. Al-Sayed steps to the ball wisely. Nice pass by Noel. Mustafa lays it in. It's a sophomore post player to a freshman post player. It bodes well for the future of Bulldog basketball. Break them off, Al.
Right now it's a 15-point Bulldog lead with 12:17 to play. That matches the biggest margin.
Yeah, it was a pretty good timeout by Jesse Evans. The game was 14 when he called his last timeout. They closed the gap. Bulldogs stretched to 15, called it again. He was one to get out of control.
Contact. Foul may be on Noel Felix.
Yeah, he came over a little late. He did have some contact. The second time they thrown the lob, and the second time Noel Felix reacted to it. Last time got a steal. This time they call a foul on him. His fourth.
So Swillis will have to come back in. Felix goes to the bench with a 4 fouls. Swillis has 3. 14 fouls on Fresno State. That time, Swillis knocked the ball away, but Tomlin back and got it. This is Jones. Al-Sayed knocked it into the other post.
That's great hustle right there. And you got a block by a freshman and a recovery and lay-in by a sophomore.
Jeffries on top. Jones. Foul on the way to the basket. He'll shoot 2.
Yeah, Al-Sayed kind of rode him. If he had let him go, I think Shannon Swillis might have been there to take that offensive foul. Raging Cajuns have gone back after starting the game by going inside out, starting the second half, trying to go with their offense from the throw it inside, bring it back out. They've gone back to beating people off the dribble.
Billy Jones just 56% from the free throw line this season. He looked like it on the first. 17-point Fresno State lead now with 11:26 to go. It's 64-47. Jones makes one of the 2. And we have a timeout. Bulldogs leading by 16. We'll be back.
Some financial institutions are too big and some are too small.
At State Center Credit Union, everything is just right. State Center Credit Union offers all you're looking for in a bank and credit union, like free checking, unlimited ATM, and unique savings and loan programs. If you're tired of paying for everything at your bank, or you think there is no better alternative, come over to State Center Credit Union. Not too big, not too small. We're just right for you.
Introducing the new 200-horsepower Chrysler Sea Ranger. Sedan, convertible, and coupe. They beg to be driven.
Your business has more power with the help of our business. Let a CalFed business banker show you how. You have more power than you think. CalFed Commercial Banking. You have the power to organize your finances. You have more power than you think. Infinity Checking from CalFed.
Time now for This Week in Bulldog Sports, brought to you by AT&T Wireless Services. Women's basketball takes on the Gales of St. Mary's tomorrow night at the North Gym. Tip-off at 7 p.m. And, of course, you can get your tickets to the Silicon Valley Football Classic between Fresno State and Air Force for game, tailgate, New Year's Eve party tickets. Call 278-DOGS or go online at GoBulldogs.com. This Week in Bulldog Sports, brought to you by AT&T Wireless Services.
Well, from the last media timeout until this one, the Raging Cajuns have 3 points, all on free throws, while the Bulldogs have 8, which is why the lead's extended to what it is.
16. Maddox now has 15 to go along with 8 assists. And approaching another double-double.
And a very quiet game.
Johnson in and out. Thomas can't get at the ball. Rebound taken by Swillis. Throws it through the hands of Maddox. This is Harmon for 3. Looks good. A little strong. Thomas with a rebound. Harmon has it again.
Yeah, he's really pulled off. He started out the game on fire and then slowed down to 0.
Taken away by Swillis.
Nice play.
Breakaway on the pass. Then it's taken back by Robin. So the man nearly got it to him for the breakaway. Harmon picked up
over the back.
Foul on the Raging Cajuns.
Boy, the game turns around in a hurry. Harmon had it going at the beginning of the game. Looked like he couldn't miss and had everything his way, and he's had a tough time since. Still has 17.
That leads all scorers. Maddox with 15. Doesn't get 17 there. Rebounded Thomas.
It's almost like you expect him to make a great play every time down.
Foul inside, away from the basket. Going to be on Melvin Eli, his third.
A lot of these fouls off the ball in the post are being called, and the reason is that this year one of the major points of emphasis is to clean up the rough post play. It seems like they say it every year, but this year they're not allowing even the forearm in the back. You're not allowed to, almost not allowed to touch the guy if he doesn't have the ball.
Well, Butler put his shoulder into Demetrius Porter to get an open for the shot, and he hits it. Porter can answer at the other end. Can't get it to go. Rebound Johnson.
And the Dogs will live with that one. They just can't live with that.
Jackson had the rebound, but it was taken away by Porter. Getting a little slide. Great pass. Assist to Porter.
Yeah, Demetrius is saying, Tito, you're not the only guy that sees the floor.
18-point Bulldog lead. With that slam, Sarah Vasquez of Fresno has just qualified to win a trip to the WAC tournament in March, courtesy of Subway Sandwiches and KMPH, Fox 26. Holding foul before the shot will be on Swillis, his fourth. So both Swillis and Noel Felix with 4 fouls. Thomas to shoot free throws, with the Cajuns down by 18. Reggie DeGray back in the game for the Cajuns as Robbins goes out. Lonnie Thomas at the line.
I wouldn't be surprised with the score at 18 to see Louisiana Lafayette go to a full-court press should this free throw go in. Jesse Evans seems like he's putting in some of his quicker players, and they're going to have to do something to get the game to swing back in their direction.
9 minutes and 12 seconds left. This the front end.
And that's the problem.
State gets the rebound.
You can't press unless you make the free throw.
Eli with a nice pass intended for Swillis. Saved by Demandi, but he was on the sideline.
Well, that was that same high-low slash, or rather high-low slash by Swillis. Ball went into Eli, just mistimed it.
Felix comes into the game replacing Swillis.
And Felix has 4 fouls.
That's right. The guy who comes in also has 4, replacing the man with 4.
And if you have to go to a third 4-man, you get your Mr. Versatility, Chris Jeffries. He can play that too. He can guard 5'9" guys, and he can guard 6'9" guys.
Off the hand of Maddox, out of bounds.
17 on the shot clock.
Jared Evans to inbound. DeGray, that's not usually his shot. Smith fights for the rebound and gives it off. DeGray gets it back. From Brett Smith. And Demandi answers with a 3 at the other end.
Travis Demandi has a knack of making the first 3 that he takes in almost every game. Bulldogs not pressuring nearly as much now. Still losing, but the Cajuns aren't running their offense as well now either.
He just tried to dribble it, bounced high on him, and got away. Felix turns. Don't know if that was deflected, but that one was. Porter broke it up, and the pass goes right through the hands of Melvin Ela. Kind of looked like he's throwing the stick. E6. Good on the short hop. Timeout on the floor. It's a 19-point Bulldog lead with 7:44 to play right through the wickets.
A great truck deal starts with a great price, and Merle Stone's year-end truck clearance means a great truck price and more. Like Silverado extended cabs, 20 to choose from at just $22,999 with low 1.9% financing. And while they last, take $4,000 off the factory window sticker on any new Suburban or Tahoe in stock. Over 300 trucks available. Pick your truck, pick your price. During the year-end truck clearance only at the Merle Stone dealerships in Tulare and Porterville. Get a great truck price and more.
Burger, fries, and a Coke. Don't bother me. I'm eating. The Charborough Superstar, Dick Carl's Jr.
See, the comedy critics are calling one of the funniest films of the year. It's hip, sassy, and hilarious.
Hi there.
A holiday must-see.
Pull the lever.
Disney's The Emperor's New Groove, rated G. Now playing at a theater near you.
Bulldog basketball on Fox 26 is brought to you by Got Chalks. Make it a classic holiday. Give your special someone a gift from Got Chalks by Community Medical Center. And see your Northern California Chrysler Plymouth dealer today for great model year-end deals.
Join KMPH Fox 26 Sunday night at 8 for the delightful holiday classic that really is a classic. Miracle on 34th Street. A department store Santa might just turn out to be the real thing when he helps a little girl find out that miracles really do exist. Miracle on 34th Street, Sunday night at 8 on KMPH Fox 26. And there's one of Santa's helpers now.
He's in the spirit. Or whoever dressed him was into the spirits. I'm not sure which.
Second half turnovers 9-8 Lafayette.
Yeah, which you really, if you're Louisiana Lafayette, you can't afford an even statistic anywhere along the line now.
Defended by Maddox. Nearly lost it. Double dribble. So that's the 10th turnover in the half.
I think what happened there was he dribbled the ball and then lost it, and then when he picked it back up, no one else had touched it. And that's why Charlie Range called the double dribble.
Under 7:30 to play in the basketball game. Maddox banged by Butler before the shot. No basket. Butler picks up the foul, his third. 4 team fouls on the Raging Cajuns. Maddox puts it into Eli. Turns, ball away off the back of the iron. Rebound, Maddox. He dances out of there. Count it, use foul.
You know, one thing about him, Ralph, he doesn't use more energy than he needs. He's just very effective. Here he comes in from the outside. You can see it. Gets the rebound. Throws the contact. Throws it in. He just has a lot of fun.
Drew 2 fouls in about 15 seconds. 3-point play. Now a 22-point Fresno State lead. Maddox goes to the bench with 18 points and 9 assists. Gray. Nice move around Noel Felix. Put it up in there.
Yeah, it's tough to let anybody get the ball in that deep, especially a guy like DeGray who has such a wide body. And remember, Felix has 4 fouls, so he didn't want to foul him.
Felix just manhandled at the other end by DeGray. Knocked out of bounds, and he comes up limping. They must have bagged knees. That's the 6th team foul. 3rd personal on DeGray. Coach Evans staring up a 20-point deficit here with 6:42 to play. Knocked away by Johnson out of bounds. Jesse. And a foul on Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson was up on him. Chris was going to take him off the dribble. Johnson stayed close. Chris went right through him, and Johnson knew if he didn't reach out and try to impede the progress, that first step was going to go right by him. What he didn't realize was there were 2 Bulldogs down low, and really Chris had no place to go. But he did draw the foul.
17 foul. Sent Jeffries to the line for the 1-and-1, but he missed the front end. Back to the other end. Johnson.
Hey, Frank.
Foul is called on Jeffries.
That was kind of a bailout call.
It was a bailout call.
There was contact, but it was pretty much after he had lost control of the ball. This is a veteran crew. I mean, these are guys that work here. They work the Pac-10. Frank Fasoni, Jerry White, and Charlie Range. Same crew that was on the game last night.
Thomas had it blocked by Eli, but Johnson put it up and in.
The Porter got away with it. Carry right there. He was going to pass the ball, picked it up, put it back down. Did it quickly enough, they didn't see it.
Eli. Little acting job by DeGray, who took a seat in the paint. He picks up the foul.
And what he had there, we'll take a look at it here. You can see he puts his chest in him, but the second time you can see just what Frank Fasoni called. He had his 2 hands in the low back, and that's what they're really cracking down on this year. They don't want as much contact in the paint, but they, I think, want to give the offensive player the advantage because it's a spectator's game.
Eli with his first miss in 5 free throw attempts tonight.
That's 2 1-and-1s in a row missed by the Bulldogs. What they need to do here, if they're going to get fouled, they make the free throws and just puts the game away. I think Felix might have fouled out on this one.
This is going to be going the other way, I believe.
Yeah, illegal screen, you're right. Felix was trying to fight his way through.
Johnson picks up the foul.
And they got Johnson on a moving screen.
Foul because
19 foul. Louisiana Lafayette. Noel Felix goes to the line, shooting 1-and-1. Felix tonight with 2 points in the game and 1 rebound. That's the 3rd straight miss on the front end of 1-and-1.
When you do something like that, you don't like to see it at all, but when you do it, it has to be when you have a sizable lead. And that's the second night in a row that happened. Noel Felix just carelessly throws the ball. Yesterday he threw the ball away and they came back and scored. Today, same thing. That's just inexcusable. And then he could have had his 5th one right there.
14-point game. This is 8 straight points scored by Lafayette after the Cajuns dropped out by 22.
I think if they score here, you may see a timeout.
The hook put up by Robert Davis, no good. Rebound goes to Thomas, kicks it back out. Harmon for 3. That's no good. Ball kept alive by Thomas.
There's just no blockout effort at all by the Bulldogs. They're just jumping and they're getting beaten to the ball.
That's a 10-0 run. And it's a 12-point game. Fresno State still leads, but Jerry Tarkanian wants to talk it over the timeout.
Yeah, you can see that coming. The Bulldogs right now, the defense is letting them down, and the free throw shooting. The offense isn't quite as bad, but they've missed 3 1-and-1s in a row.
Bulldog fans want a seat in the new State Park Center? Well, the time has come. Personal seat licenses are now on sale, and just $100 reserves your street seat in the new arena. Act fast. Over 75% of the available seats have been reserved. For applications and more information, call the Save Mark Center Personal Seat License Office at 244-2990 or go to SaveMarkCenter.com. New web address.
Bulldogs just went over and sat down, and if you sit down and you have to take if you call a 30-second timeout, you have to stay on the floor. So they went over and sat down. Charlie Raines said, "Do you want a 60?" Because this year the coaches, rather than getting 5 30s, they get 4 30s and 1 60. Jerry said, "No, we'll take a 30." So he said, "Well, you got to come stand on the floor." And by the time they got up there, 30 seconds had expired.
About 2 minutes ago, it was a 22-point Fresno State lead. Now it's down to 12. Maddox with a crossover, goes the other way, throws it up, no basket. A sensational-looking play, but they say he took an extra step. Maddox puts his hands behind his back with a sheepish grin at the official. And the Cajuns with a chance to get within 10 or 9 on a 3-pointer.
This game is not over by any means, but the Bulldogs are in control of it.
Freshman Brad Boyd is in with 3. Foul is going to be on Maddox. No, it's going to go the other way.
Yeah.
Going to be on the big guy, Davis.
Yeah, Davis. You can see he throws his hip into him. Here comes Tito. He's trying to go over the top, and he comes up. That's a big guy, too.
Official really hearing it from Jerry Tarkanian as Maddox goes to the free throw line. He has 18 points, 9 assists. He's 5 for 5 from the free throw line. 6 of 10 shooting from the field.
Yesterday, it was, well, he was only 2 of 6 from the free throw line. Now he's been perfect. What part of his game? I mean, guarding the ball handler, if you really want to nitpick, but pretty much a complete player and a guy that just does what you have to do to win.
7 of 7 from the line. He has 20. Rebound Swillis. Gets it off quickly to Jeffries. Maddox. Willis, right hand release. 4 straight points for the Bulldogs after a 10-0 Cajun run.
And that's a simple basketball. Jeffries gets the ball, gives it over to Maddox. Easy bounce pass into the post. Elon makes a nice pass to his buddy Willis.
Maddox has it knocked away from behind. Jared Evans. Harmon, fouled by Maddox on the shot. 2 free throws coming to Harmon.
He hustled back, and he got there just in time to foul him. Was in a crowd. Here comes Tito back into play. Tries to get a piece. Got a little too much of the hand.
Harmon to the line.
Harmon with 19 on the night to lead Lafayette. Johnson and DeGray back in. And Harmon joins Maddox as the game's leading scorers with 20. Timeout on the floor. It's 78-63 Fresno State with 3:46 to play. We'll be right back.
I'm not a god.
I'm not a miracle worker. I help people get better.
Always thought it made sense to be in a place where you took care of people and helped them get back home again.
We get to help new parents learn what to do.
I'm able to become quickly involved in people's lives in a very real and dramatic way.
2 weeks later, they come back and tell me, Doc, I'm feeling great. I'm going out to play golf next week.
I'm a father. I'm a teacher.
I am a doctor. I am a nurse.
I'm doing exactly what I want to do.
You get into the truck business because it's a part of you from when you're young. But if you're really serious about it, you sell International. Gibbs International, the fastest growing truck centers in the valley. Gibbs puts together the truck, the financing, the whole deal with top quality service and total satisfaction. Gibbs International, the brilliance of common sense. In Fresno at Highway 99 in Jensen. In Bakersfield at 99 and Buck Owens Boulevard.
Bulldog fans, you can now purchase tickets for upcoming Fresno State athletic events by logging on to GoBulldogs.com, the official website of Fresno State Athletics. So many things you can do on GoBulldogs.com, the website. A lot of features on players in all sports, all the schedules, ticket information, player profiles. I think you can even make Bulldog Shop purchases. Bulldog Shop purchases. That's correct, you can. Your Christmas shopping. Getting a little late for that.
Might be a little late for the press, too, if the Bulldogs handle it right.
Willis gets it across the line.
Nice job by
Mandy for 3.
We talked about him hitting his first one many games in a row. I think that might be the first time in quite a while he's strung 2 of them together.
Lead is back up to 19 now. 18. That's 81-63.
Tito Maddox is 1 assist and 2 turnovers away from a triple-double. We just got Johnson for a little extracurricular. Jeffries had him posted, and Johnson shoved off right in front of Jerry White.
Third foul on Johnson. Jeffries will shoot 2 from the free throw line. Fresno State, after giving up 10 unanswered points, come back on a 7-1 run.
Jeffries had shot the ball not too well from the floor yesterday, but was terrific on free throws. Today, shooting well from the floor, 6 for 8, but just can't knock down the free throws. I think he's 1 for 5. Thomas. Defensively, though, Jeffries is very good.
Maddox on it stolen. Over Eli, sacked by Johnson. Back the other way, a bumping foul on Johnson. That'll be his fourth. This broadcast is authorized under telecasting rights granted by the Fresno State Athletic Corporation and is intended solely for non-commercial use. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of the descriptions, accounts, pictures, or sounds of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Fresno State Athletic Corporation is prohibited. 2:37 to play. Referees have just missed two.
And here comes Nick Irvin for Tito Maddox. Should be a pretty good hand for Tito.
Irvin into the game.
I'd say Tito Maddox is the odds-on favorite for tournament MVP.
Damon Jackson will also be coming in for Fresno State with 2:37 to play. The Bulldogs up by 17. Andrea Bona will get into the game. Jeffries hits both the free throws.
Andrea sported his Abraham Lincoln look.
Swillis comes out, gets a hand from Bona. Take a look at Damon Jackson, who's coming in. Just been handed the all-tournament team. Melvin Eli and Chris Jeffries on the first team.
Not too many surprises.
Eli with another rebound. Blaine Harmon.
That's the second one for Johnson. Banged off the board.
Bona. He'll take it up. And hasn't rejected. Johnson offensively goes up over Melvin Eli, puts it in. Johnson now with 21. He leads all scorers. The tournament most valuable player is Tito Maddox, as the ball is turned over by Nick Irvin. Maddox tonight, 20 points and 9 assists. He had 19 and 13 last night.
Had 9 turnovers today, which I think is going to be uncharacteristic, but as much as he handles the ball, I don't believe you'll see him to have another 9-turnover game. Johnson's really looking to put up some points now. He's taking back the last 4 or 5 shots in a row.
Nick Irvin airmailed that one to the 4th or 5th row in the seats. Nearly got a piece of Jerry Tarkanian.
Some of the people in the first couple of rows may have to wear helmets.
Yeah, that'll clear out that section. Antoine Landry with the drive. Out of bounds, Fresno State. Tito Maddox, sensational, I would say, in his first 2 games for the Bulldogs.
And pretty much quietly sensational. I mean, not really doing things that are, well, there's one from downtown. Andrea Bona knocked one down against UAB from the corner, but from about the same distance.
Johnson saves it. Jackson loses it on the way up. Irvin with the putback.
Well, Damon Jackson lost his footing there because he's a 7-foot high jumper. He's about a 43 or 44-inch vertical. I thought he was going to throw it down.
He was ready to give us something spectacular, I think.
Yeah, this time to step.
Boy, bombs away now. Robbins with the basket inside.
And this is going to be one of those games, Ralph, where the margin of victory is pretty large, but the Bulldogs are going to be out-rebounded badly, especially on the offensive boards.
Irvin fumbles it. Al-Sayed gets it. And then he loses it. Johnson with a steal. 30 seconds to play. Fresno State has this one in control. Robbins. Al-Sayed with a rebound. Bulldogs will win their 5th straight tournament title here. Al-Sayed. He also lost one way up.
He lost the handle on it. He gave it to him a little early, but he lost the handle on it.
Up and over and out of the Bulldog ball with 1.8 left on the clock. 85-69.
A little sloppy, Ralph, near the end, but the Bulldogs did force 24 turnovers. I think they may have 20 themselves, but the last few were
Final horn touchdowns. Fresno State makes it 4 straight wins. Bulldogs 85. Louisiana Lafayette 69. A blowout for Fresno State. We'll be back to Stone Arena after this.
This holiday, give a gift from Gotchalks. The Hamilton Beach Proctor Silex 10-speed blender with food processor, toaster oven, broiler, or slow cooker. Your choice, $39.99. The 14-speed Chef Mix Stand Mixer, just $99.99. George Foreman grills include the barbecue model or the Big George rotisserie, both on sale. Rival ice cream maker or 5-quart crock pot, $49.99.
Give a gift from Gotchalks.
Hi, this is Kofi Soteropoulos, and I would love to take you with me on a cruise of the Greek islands this June. First Value Travel and Galaxy Cruises has put together a 7-day cruise plus 2 nights in Venice from June 17th through the 27th. After landing in Venice from L.A., we board Costa Cruise Lines for Bari, Italy. On to the site of the first Olympic